Hi, star friends. It's Danny back with another reading for Aries. I was blown away at the support I had for my first reading for Aries. So that was really motivating to keep doing readings for you guys. I have an Aries moon. I appreciate you guys all commenting the different, planets that Aries rules for you. That was really awesome. And I also appreciate some of you guys sharing where it resonated. That was also really helpful. And it was definitely inspiring to see. And it means a lot that my message helped some of you guys. Anyways, today we're going to do something else new because we're fire. I have a Sagittarius sun. So always like to switch it up and do new stuff. I'm going to do a different layout that I haven't done before. This one is called a horseshoe reading, and I already laid the cards out so I could really meditate on it and get a very clear message for you guys. And this reading is really awesome. I was really, when I started really getting the clear message coming through, it was amazing how much it was still a little bit relevant to the other situation, but it had some really clear, good advice. So, this first card that I pulled is going to represent your past. And the card is a Two of Wands. This is someone who is really ambitious, they're a go getter, and they're really excited to get started. He's standing there, or she, whatever, is staring at this globe or this earth, and that's going to be really interesting later. The pictures, as far as being symbolic, but he's standing there and he's looking at the whole world and he's like, what do I want out of life? What do I want? So in your past, you were really ambitious and you were so excited to get started and get moving. And now we have a card that represents your present. And you were so excited to get moving that you bit off a little bit more than you could chew. So that first card for your past, that was a Two of Wands. This is a Ten of Wands. So that is still very ambitious. You kind of just jumped on any project or idea or person, that came your way that had a little bit of a, you felt motivated and inspired by so many different things that you took on a lot. And that has led you to feel overwhelmed, a little bit like you're carrying just way too much going up this mountain. And you had this card in your last reading, Aries, so this is very definitely a present energy that you have, this overwhelmed feeling like you have just too many sticks that you're carrying uphill. This next card is going to represent hidden influences, and this is someone blindfolded throwing knives. So you feel like this energy of this Ten of Wands, you feel like it's out of your control. You feel like you're just shooting darts, hoping one of them lands on a bullseye, and you don't even know which one it's going to be. You're just throwing, these different ideas at the wall, and you're almost scared to see what the outcome is. And that's why you have this blindfold on. You could take it off, but you leave it on because you're scared. You're scared of what's going to happen with each one. And that's actually, so this card, this Ten of Wands, this was hidden influences. Oh, sorry. That wasn't this. It was the Two of Swords that was your hidden influences that you feel like you're blindfold. Then we have the real challenges, and the real challenge is this Page of Wands, but it's here in a reversal. This is so symbolic of this fear that you have. There's certain projects and ideas that I think or even people that that you actually really want, and that you want to put all your eggs in one basket, but you're just really scared of what that outcome is going to be. You're scared of getting hurt. You're scared of being disappointed. You're scared of being let down. So there's definitely this fear that comes through here. This fear of failure and this fear of, moving forward with what your real passion is. And even as I'm reading these, I get a little bit of anxiety because I mean that just feels really true, doesn't it? This fear of failure. And for people who do have Aries in their chart, especially depending on what planet it's ruling, Aries, they present themselves as the most confident person in the room, but that's because we're actually a little bit insecure, right? Like, we don't want anyone to know our downfall. So that is the real challenge here. And that's so true for Aries in general. But it's also true for whatever situation this is representing for you. For some people, it's going to be career. For a lot of people, it's going to be relationships. Maybe you want to go all in with somebody. You don't want to keep other people on the side anymore, but you know, I mean, that's how it could resonate for some people in relationships. So, anyways, that was the real challenges that we have. And then this card is going to represent the potential. And it's a reversed Knight of Swords. This is another reversal. And the swords represent ideas, knowledge, thoughts. Upright, this is a really chaotic, fast moving card. So this represents potential. The potential in this situation. The potential is that you realize that you can actually take this blindfold off and you can actually be really intentional with how you move forward. This is a card that represents, especially because it's in a reversal, this is a card that represents taking a moment to reflect, to just pause, drop some of these brooms or these sticks or all these things you're carrying, drop some of those, take that blindfold off, and be a little bit more intentional. This is also a warning to stop being so impulsive, like chasing quick highs. And I if that resonates, you know exactly what it is. There's this tendency to be a little bit self-destructive, especially when you start getting overwhelmed or start having that fear. And for a lot of us, I think it's a subconscious fear. We're just moving forward with confidence, but there's this real fear of failure. So that's why we've kind of taken on all these projects, because if we are doing 10 things at a time, one dart's going to land, right? But we don't want to see all the darts we miss. That's why the blindfold on. Okay, so this is where it got interesting. Remember in the beginning, for your past, you were holding this globe, this earth, and you were like, what do I want out of this world? What do I want out of life? This next card is going to represent your advice. This is the advice from the divine. And this was your only major arcana card. And this was the advice that the spirits have for you. You got the world. How weird is that? That's crazy. So, the world is a major arcana card about completion, but it's also about starting new. And this card in this reading really represents the need for you to be proud of the accomplishments you've made so far. Learn from the things that didn't serve you and did not work out for you, and accept letting those things go. Dropping some of those brooms that don't speak for you. But that's if you use this potential. That's taking that moment to really calm down, reflect, and really think about what you want and stop the impulsive, destructive behavior that is limiting you from reaching this new growth, this world. And let's see, I took a note down here. Celebrating accomplishments. And that's also a really prosperous card. And it's a good omen because in the beginning you were looking at this world like that's what you want. And this is the advice from the divine that you can have those things. You just can't be scared of it. You have to take that blindfold off and be intentional with where you throw the darts. And then this last card, this is going to represent the likely outcome. So this is going to be the prediction of this reading. And this is your only cups card. And of course, it's an ace. We have the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups and cups are all about emotions. This likely outcome that is predicted is that you are eventually going to reach a place of vulnerability, which is going to be very difficult for you. In order to take that blindfold off and to really look at what serves you and what's going to really help you grow and be the best version of yourself in whatever situation this resonates for you, you're going to have to reach that state of emotional vulnerability and to embrace new things as they come along, or to embrace a new state of being, to embrace new relationships, to let go of the ones that don't serve you, or to embrace the relationships that are really serving you. And then I did pull some oracle cards also. The two oracle cards from this deck that I pulled was passion and soulmates. So this is so cool to see these two cards, because for a lot of you, this probably does have to do with a relationship. And this is a good message about really redirecting all the energy that you have into being vulnerable with yourself and to seeing clearly what you actually really want out of a relationship, and to see where the real soulmate connection is, the partnership, the agreement, the soul contract. But then we have passion. And for some people, that is about career. That's about a lot of things. This whole reading was about passion, having so much passion that you don't know where to put it. But it's a good message about slowing down and redirecting that energy into the passions that are going to serve you, because there's a lot of these brooms. I mean, she's a witch. Does she really need 10 brooms? Probably not. You're probably carrying brooms for other people that you don't have to either. Those people aren't serving you. So put down the brooms, except for one, and stop being so impulsive by picking up new shiny brooms. And then the other oracle card I pulled, which was cool, it's a new moon in Pisces. And I've said this in my other videos, but because Aries are new to my channel, we're supposed to live every sign at least once. And so there's the first sign that you live, and then you live each sign eventually one time. The very last sign that you live is a Pisces. So Pisces are known to be the most intuitive, and they're old souls. They've been here before. So that's why Pisces are so deep. Well, guess who's the first sign? Aries. So Aries is kind of like the baby of the zodiac. But if you live every zodiac sign and you live as a Pisces and you still haven't figured out all the lessons you're supposed to learn while you're here on earth, you just start back over as an Aries. So that's not to say that there's not any Aries who, are old souls. Just means they haven't quite figured it out yet. They still have things they need to do. Anyways, that all being said, I hope there was a message in here that resonated with you. Thank you for bearing with me for my first time reading this new layout. I really liked it. Let me know in the comments if you liked this style or if you liked the other style better, and if it resonated for you, or if you want to share which planet Aries rules for you. I love all those comments. It is really helpful for me, and it's also inspiring. So, thank you guys so much. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That also helps. Thanks.